So I am a first-year senior here at Interlochen. My parents just moved back to Germany. I went from being a varsity cross-country runner to losing the ability to walk within like 24 hours. I had run 12 kilometers in the snow in February, and that night I just started coughing and had a really bad fever. When my fever hit like 105 or 107, that's when my parents brought me to the ER. I remember waking up, I think it was a week later, and I was in the hospital. My mom was here, my grandparents were here, and the biggest thing that I remember is not being able to open my eyes and say, "Oh, thank you for coming," or "I love you." That change was really dehumanizing, and it just never improved after going home and after being with my family and being with my dog. It didn't get better as we were hoping it would, and that's when I got the final diagnosis of post-influenza chronic fatigue syndrome. So the paintings, this one in particular in the back, it's an abstract painting of what invisible illnesses look like. Bringing it out with all these vibrant colors and big strokes makes the viewer forced to see the idea that there's a connection between what one really feels with the marks that are being made. For example, explaining to my younger sisters, "Oh, I can't jump on the trampoline with you anymore," or I can't walk the dog because he's so strong, he's gonna pull me down." It's that type of pain that comes with having to tell your siblings or loved ones that you can't continue doing things you love doing, but also the physical pain that is the reason you can't do it. I think when I started merging interactive elements with my artwork is when I really started discovering my passion of what I want to continue to do. After being in the hospital, I went to Mary Free Bed Rehabilitation Hospital. I was able to use art to help recover. So I would use painting on a canvas to strengthen my arm muscles and fine motor skills. It made recovering enjoyable, and it made it worth continuing this process that took months and months. So through my thesis this year, building resilience, I have created these drawing prosthetics to just apply to normal shoes, and you recreate the similar patterns in physical therapy used to strengthen your muscles. You don't often see the improvements that you're making on a day-to-day basis, but if you're incorporating artwork into this healing process, you're not only creating a work of art, you also have a physical representation of it. This is my improvement. This is where I started, and I'm able to keep growing with it, and I'm able to create something out of that as well. After graduating here at Interlochen, I'm going to be headed to Baltimore, where I'm going to be studying at MICA, working with creating a new aesthetics of health program with Johns Hopkins. So I hope that using artistic prosthetics and just being open-minded about how one can create art and how art can be incorporated in a healing process is going to continue to build resilience in everyone.